My boys, we have a wonderful machine in our possession, having until we fully explore the full potential of this miraculous machine. We shall tell no one. Welcome to the wonderful world of random sequencing. We have a lot of ground to cover here, and I guess I'm going to be starting with this sequence right here. And as you can see it right here, it says 25-1. What that expresses is 2 15s, and 15 plus 15 is equal to 30. As you can see right here, we have 30, which is 30. And this 24 is a multiplier. It allows this 2 times 15. So this is the multiplier. 2 times 15 is equal to 30. And so that explains that sequence. I'd like to move on to this sequence right here, the 29-18. Now the 29 carries a statement 2 9s, which is 9, 9, and 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. So as you can see right here, you have 29 sequence to an 18, and it actually did it again. And the reason why it did that is because the 25 carries the twice statement. So it's looking at this 29, and then it creates an equivalent, which is 18, then it repeats it over here, and so that's why that happened right there. I'd like to go over to this sequence where we have the 8 sequence to 24. The reason why that happened is because the 24 over here carries the statement 2 4s, and 2 4s is 4 4, and 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. So this sequence is just an equivalent sequence. Another thing over here is the 18 sequence to an 8. That expresses just 8. In other words, the 18 is just the I8, or it says just 8, 1 8, or 8. So what you have is just 8 8, and then this statement here is has the 2 form, as in these formations here, which is 8 8, and it's sequenced through the 28, and that's because the 28 carries the statement 2 8, which is 8 8. I'd like to talk about this 24 again, and as I mentioned already, the 24 is a multiplier. In fact, right here, 24 is a multiplier, and if you go in the alphabet A, B, C all the way to X, you get 24. Where the X is 24. So it acts as a multiplier, and I've already said that it sees this 18 as just 8. So it sees 8 8. Just like this represents 8 8, 2 8s. And what happens is that it multiplies this 8 with this 8 and gets 64. And it does it the same over here, because this represents 2 8s, and that's 8 8. And it multiplies that and it gets another 64. So this 2 represents 2 statements of 8 times 8, and also 8 times 8 over here, and I put a 2 there, and that's equal to 64. I'd like to talk about this sequence right here. This 25 carries the twice statement, and it sees the 18, and in virtual memory what it does, it creates 18 18, and 18 plus 18 is equal to 36. And what's interesting is that this symbol right here, the 3, in binary notation is the equals, 1 1, which is the equals. And if you go over here to where it says the 19 represents the add statement, I add, and it says I add what? 36. And what it did is it goes to this equal symbol right here, and then it expresses twice 18, which is 18 18, and that is equal to 36. So that's kind of interesting there. And also it also sees this as a downwardly too, because what we have over here is add 36, and what it did is it sequenced to this 6 right here, and then after that it sequenced to 11. Now what the 11 is, obviously, is I already stated that in binary notation 1 1 is 3, so it's this is virtually a 3 linked to a 6, so it makes 36. So what we have here is 36, 36, and 36. I want to talk about the concept of throwing numbers underneath, like over here, the 33 underneath the 29. And sometimes they express very, very important things, because if you do that, if you throw this 33 underneath the 29, what you get is this. And what you have right here is, for one thing, is the 32. The 32 carries the statement equals 2, and that is 2, 2. So there's your 22 right there. But another thing important is the 39, because the value numbers are over here on the right hand side. These are the statements. So equals 2 is equal to 2, 2. Another thing is that that's 39. And as you could see, it's kind of associated to this 36. So what it expresses, if it links together like this, in other words, this is 39, right? This is 39, and linked together with this 36, you have equals equals and this 6 9. These 6 9's inversion express that you are in an environment that's going to be doing a 6 9 inversion sequence, or a 9 6 inversion sequence. And as you could see over here, you have a 29 that has a 9, and this 19 also has a 9. So what's going to happen is this 9 is going to sequence to a 6. This 9 is going to sequence to a 6. And this is what we call the, it's the 6 9 inversion. But if you start off with a 9, it'll sequence to a 6. So in these kind of situations, and as you can see, it's kind of like it meets kind of halfway in between. And it's really easy, because what happens is, if you know it's going to link to a 6, all you have to do is play all 6s. And that's 6, 16, 26, and 36. And the same thing over here. You have a 9, it's going to sequence to a 6. You don't know what type of 6, so it's best to play all 6s, and that'll be 6, 16, 26, and 36. And if you play any of those, you will hit. And another thing is that this 36 sequence to a 29, and this also has the 6 6 9 inversion. This is the Jimi Hendrix Experience sequence. So it just goes on and on and on. So be aware of that. I wanted to add one more thing to this concept, and realizing that right here you have the 6. Obviously, you're going to say that it's going to sequence to a 9. So it's important to play all 9s. So in that case, it would be 9, 19, and 29. So remember that it had the 9 sequence to a 6 here, and this 6 is going to sequence to a 9. So it's to play all 9s, and you should be able to hit on one of those. I wanted to mention one other thing about the 6 9 inversions. The 1936 sequences I have right here. Now you could see that if you throw those numbers underneath, you could get a statement here. This is the statement parts, and this is the value number, 6 9. And what you get is the I am. This is the I am statement. The 13 is equal to the I am statement, and what you get is 69. So this already expressed the environment you are in, and that is the I am, and it's a 9 6 inversion sequence. So like you see right here, 9 6 9 6, and then it's sequenced to a 9. I'd like to talk about the concept of the 31 31 sequence. And the 31 is equal to 1 1 1. It represents 3 1s, 1 1 1. And so if you get 3 1s, and sometimes this 1 could be shared by by a 3. So basically this is 31 and 31. And whenever you get a 31 31 sequence, you get a 16. And what that 16 represents is 61. But there is no single cell in roulette that is 61, so it translates itself as 16. So basically you have 31, 31, and then it sequences to a 16. And the reason why is because if this is 31, 1 1 1, and it's done twice, right? So it's 1 1 1 plus 1 1 1 is 6 1s, and it translates to 16. And what's interesting is that after that, it landed on 16. It retranslates itself as a 31 and then 31. So it did it in a long version here, and then it went into a 31 again right here. I'd like to talk about this sequence here. It's a long sequence, and it starts from here, 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 and it looks at these two digits and it forms this and then this. What it expresses is a, this statement says add, it could also say add 1, 36, and this says add 2. And what happens is that it forms a 36 here. This is the I-36. This is a soft way of saying 36. And then it sequences to a 1, which links to this 30. And the reason why it did that is that it creates a, what I call a metamorphic 36. Here's your 3, and this 1 linked to a 0 is a 6. So it's a metamorphic 6. The 1 linked to a 0 is 6. So it expresses 36. And then it goes into a 6 over here to make another 36. So it starts off here, goes to this 36, and then it goes into adding 2 36s, which is I-36 and the metamorphic 36, and then it creates another 36 right there. I'd like to talk about this sequence right here. It's the 12-12 sequence. And what that expresses is basically on the left-hand side, you have the value numbers. The left-hand side, the left-hand side is the statement section, and the right-hand is the value number. So what we have over here is the 1, 1, which is just equals, the equal sign in mathematics, like the 11 right there. So equals what? 2, 2. So the above right here, you have the add, the plus 2, which means add 2, which means add this and this. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And also another thing is that it wants you to add it as 12, 12, and 12 plus 12 is equal to 24. I'd like to talk about this sequence here. It's the 16 that links to a 12. Now, what you have right there is the 1, 1 on the left-hand side. That's basically the equal statement. So what is it? This two cells are expressing is the 26. So this is this is the add statement, or the add 2 cells. In this case, it's putting this 2 linked to a 6, and this is just the 1, 1, which is the equal sign. And so it forms it repeats itself by a statement here. This is the I-26. So this is a soft way of making 26. And then over here you have a statement that says make A, or the 31 is make A. Make A is right. Let me give you an example. In other words, it wants you to make a 26, which it did right here, I-26. But when doing that, the 26 has the statement which says 2 6s, which is 6, 6. And 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So what it did is this I-26, and it says make A, and then it made it 12 because of this add statement, to add 2 cells, like this cell and this cell. This is 26, and I added it, and it came to a 12. And this happens too with like the 34. Whenever you get like a 24 linked near a 34, there's a pretty good possibility that it's going to add these 4s right here. In other words, this is 2 4s, which is 4, 4, and this is just 1 4. And if you add those 4s, like right here, 4, 4, 4, that is equal to 12. Now there's your 12. So like 34 is equal to 2 4s plus 1 4, and that's what we have right here. So it met right here and links right here, and so what you have is 4, 4, 4, and that is equal to 12, and you got your 12 right there. So in other words, this is equal to this right here, and this is equal to this. The 12 is equal to 34 because this represents 3 4s. 3 4s is 4, 4, 4. And that pretty much ends this whole sequence. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you on the next sequence. And folks, as always, please click the subscribe button below, show some love, give me some thumbs up. I have links below with PayPal and Patreon. And I will see you on the next wonderful world of random sequencing.